Welcome to today's practice. We'll begin sitting in the chair, shifting around to feel both sitting bones as they land into the seat. Scooch them back a little bit so your hips are right under your shoulders as you feel free to lean back into the back support. So yeah, let's rest the hands on the thighs. Let the elbows release down from the shoulders. So the weight of the arms helps to relax your shoulders a little more away from the ears. Feel free to close your eyes or just allow your gaze to soften away from the screen. And get a sense of your spine in the center. Feel your best posture this morning, letting your head feel light to the sky above you, while letting the weight of your sitting bones, hips, and thighs rest into the chair. And feel how your feet land into the floor, heels under the knees. As your legs relax, feel your arms rest, hands feeling their connection on your thighs, noticing the temperature of the hands as they rest on your legs. So continue to sense your spine's length in the center while you become more conscious of the breath here. Beginning to feel the inhale, breath moving into the body. And feel the exhale, breath leaving your body. And how does the breath move through you this morning? Notice the nature of your breath, its natural depth, its natural pace. And feel how your breath moves your body. With each inhale, what areas gently expand and rise. And with each exhale, feel the areas of your body that relax and draw back in towards the center. And letting go of all the breath slowly and completely. Feeling your shoulders and your neck stay as relaxed as they can. And sensing the movements of your inhale a little further down into your lower lungs, expanding into the sides of your ribs, letting your belly gently expand with each inhale. The more relaxed your belly is, the more the breath can draw in a little deeper. The more the diaphragm can gently descend and pull breath into the lungs. And then it's with each exhale as the diaphragm draws back up to help push out all the breath. Your belly muscles draw in, finding maybe towards the end of the exhale, a gentle contraction from deep within the belly to let go of maybe a little more breath. But each inhale, let the belly relax again. Let the breath move in and down. So that each exhale, you can find that gentle movement back in towards the center, letting go of all the breath slowly and completely again. Let's be with the rhythm of the breath here for a couple more cycles, all the while continuing to sense your head light like a helium balloon to the space above you. And then little by little, let's start to deepen the inhale through the nose. And then feel free to sigh it out through the mouth, releasing any tension there from the jaw, the throat. Doing that another time if you like. And letting the eyes flutter open when you're ready for that. All right. And then if you want, feel free to come towards the front of your seat or continue to rest into the back support, whatever you prefer. And so we can be here with the shoulders still up above the hips. All right. So why don't we start out today? Let's interlace the fingers together. And as we have one hand on top of the other, whenever we interlace, you might just notice which thumb is on top, which hand is on top. And we tend to always interlace the same way. So let's start out by just stretching a little through the palms. So let's open the palms, push them forward. And as we do that, can we pull the thumbs back towards the body? That's it. Nice stretch there through fingers, palms, forearms. As you inhale, let's go ahead and send the arms up to your own comfortable height. So wherever they naturally stop. So it could be still in front of the head, could be up above the head. Find the movement in your shoulders as you try to keep the neck relaxed, lifting with the arms. That's it. Feel free to find a little side bend wiggle, stretching into each side of the body a little more here. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring it back to center. Feel one more inhale, maybe lifting the gaze slightly more. And then as you exhale, let's reach both arms wide. Feel like the fingers want to touch the sides of the room as they're lowering down. Let's go for a few shoulder circles here. Shoulders round forward and up with the inhale, back and down with the exhale. All right. And then let's once again interlace the fingers, this time with the other hand on top. So switching all the fingers and thumbs. Okay, noticing how that feels. And then as we press forward again, the stretch is usually very different on this side with the other hand on top. So get a sense of how that feels, pulling back a little more through the thumbs as you're gently pressing forward through the hands. Feel another breath there. And then notice how much the arms can lift comfortably through the shoulders, feeling the neck stay long and light to the sky above. And then again, feel free to find a little side bend in each direction, lengthening through side waist, side ribs, opening up into those areas. All right. And then let's come back to center. Feel another inhale here, lifting taller. As you exhale, reach wide, slowly lower the arms back down along your sides. This time, circling the shoulders the other way. So move them back and up, and then forward and down. If this happens to be the way that you were doing it before, try the opposite. So shoulders circling forward if you circled them back to begin with. That's it. Okay, nice. All right. And then let's simply bring the palms together. So with the palms together here, we can gently press the palms together and let the elbows widen away from each other just as much as your wrists let you do. So you could be up here, you know, if you're down here, it requires a lot more movement in the wrists. So if you don't quite have that flexibility and the heels of your hands are moving apart, then just go as high up as you do. So what you might do is like lift the fingers up, elbows in, press through the hands, lower them as the elbows go wider, and just notice that range that you have in your wrists, right? To let the elbows come wide as the hands come down. And so how far down feels good to go while you try your best to keep the palms together. So when we're like this, palms together in front of the heart, so the palms are together in front of the center of our body. And we can think of our body, our whole body from head to feet, as having two halves, the left half and the right half. Most, our body is quite symmetrical in terms of our skeleton, even with some of our organs like our lungs, our eyes, our ears, our nostrils, right? Our ribs, even the two halves of our pelvis, and of course, our two limbs, left and right, through the legs, through the arms. And the spine is in our center. So the spine, and with our hands together, and our heart is in our center as well. So just kind of imagine the center of your body, from head down to tailbone or sitting bones, and the two halves that sort of hug that center on either side. We're meeting our two halves in the middle here as we have our palms together. And then whenever our brain as well is two halves, right? The left side of the brain and the right side of the brain. And each side of the brain controls a certain side of the body, right? And so when we move in a way that involves our two halves in different ways, we are working both sides of our body at the same time, both sides of our brain at the same time. So we're going to do a little bit of that today with our meeting in the center first, just sensing our center body. Let's now cross along the center. So let's do it like this, where we bring our hands crossing over. So whichever hand, arm comes on top, just notice that for yourself, and just take one hand to rest on the opposite chest, shoulder, wherever that the hands comfortably land, with your arms resting on your chest. Okay, so just that action of crossing the center line just stimulates the brain in a different way here. So let's just take a couple breaths, and with the hands resting sort of on upper shoulders or upper chest, see if you can sense the movements of your breath through your palms. Left palm senses the movement on the right side. Right palm senses the movement on the left side. Whatever that movement is, however subtle it may be, just try to feel it. Another full breath there. And then we're going to take the hands a little lower. So notice which hand is crossed on top, and then try to cross the other arm on top and place your hands, wrap them around you as much as you can. So see if you can touch sort of side ribs or side waist, side, could just be upper arms as well. So find your hands resting where they do on your body with your arms crossed. And just sense left hand touching right side of the body, right hand touching left side of the body, and perhaps sensing some of the movements of the breath where your hands are. Good. Feel that for another breath or two. All right. And then let's open up the arms wide out to the sides. Reach out, open up the chest, lift the gaze, and just feel a full breath here with both arms open, a little more space through the front of the body, having perhaps closed it off with those arms crossed. Okay, and then lower the arms and shake that out. So now let's find just a little bit of movement through. We're going to touch one hand onto opposite side of the body and then alternate. So we're going to start like this. Let's start with the arms just out from your sides. You can have them in a kind of W shape if you like, and that'll open up a little across the chest. So let's feel the inhale here. And as we exhale, let's take the right hand to the left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand to the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Let's do that again. Exhale, right hand to opposite shoulder or collarbone. Inhale, center. Nice and slow. Find the exhale as you let left hand touch right side. Inhale, center. Then we're going to take our right hand, lift our left leg to place the hand on that thigh. Inhale, step the foot down, bring that arm back. Exhale, left hand touches right thigh. See if you can lift that foot up a little. Let's do that again. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hand to left leg, lifting that foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand to right leg, lifting that foot. And then inhale, center. Now this time as we exhale, let's see if we can let the right hand touch the left foot. So if you need to come forward to do that, go for it. You have to find a little external rotation through that leg to lift the foot towards you. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand to right foot. And let's try that again. Inhaling to center. Exhaling, right hand to left foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand to right foot. Okay, now let's try one more variation. This one can be a little tricky. We're going to try to touch right hand to left foot, but underneath that right thigh. So we're trying to bring the foot over towards the hand and the hand towards the foot. So you're going to need to move your upper body a little in this sort of side bend, maybe a little forward. Okay. So let's try it again on each side, finding the exhale, touch right hand to left foot under the thigh. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand, touching right foot under the thigh. Okay, so let's take it all together. And the idea, just take a moment to rest the arms. As we go through this, you want to try to stay connected to the breath. You want to try to move at a pace that lets you continue to feel the breath moving with you, and also lets you figure out the movements on your own. So you might be going a little faster or slower than me. When in doubt, slow things down so that, you don't confuse the brain too much and get frustrated. So the idea is to just go as slowly as you need to go to figure it out. So let's do one we just did 2 in a row. We're going to do 1. So each side, and then we'll move on to the next. So when you're ready, feel your inhale in the center. As you exhale, first take the right hand to the opposite shoulder. Inhale, find center. Exhale, left hand to the opposite shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, lift the left foot, take the right hand to the left thigh. Inhale, center. Exhale, take the left hand to the right thigh as you lift that foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hand to left foot in front of you. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand to right foot in front of you. Inhale, center. And then try to bring your left foot under that thigh. Right hand touches it or gets as close as it can. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand to right foot. Yeah. Inhale, center. And let's keep it going. As you exhale, hand to opposite shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, hand to other shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, hand to opposite thigh, lifting that knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand to opposite thigh, lifting that knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hand to left foot, lifting that knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, lifting right foot, left hand together. Last one, letting the left foot and right hand touch under the thigh. Inhale, center. Exhale, taking the left hand to right thigh. Inhale, center. And try it again on your own. So I'm not going to cue it. Try your best to find the movements with each breath. Taking your time. Finding that touch for a moment at the end of your exhale. So there's no rush. Feeling that connection for that brief pause of hand on opposite side of the body. And let that go. Shake it out when you're ready. You might stretch your legs out, give them a little shake as well. Okay. All right. Let's land both feet back to the floor. And let's do a little bit of a march. So we'll just simplify things a bit. Yeah, I can feel the brain, right? You can feel your awareness just expanding a little bit. All that brain work. So let's simplify things a little and let the elbows be bent beside you. You can make some gentle fists if you like. And let's simply let our left knee lift as our right arm comes forward, left arm back, and then opposite. Okay. So we're marching as we have done, but we're also letting our opposite arm come forward. So it's like we're doing a kind of slow, exaggerated, almost like a seated run, right? Yeah, so you might feel how your upper body starts to maybe turn a little towards that bent knee. You can let that happen. If that's coming into your spine, go for it. Or if it feels better for you to keep your spine still and move just arms and legs, go for that, okay? So opposite limbs are coming forward in front of you. That's it. As the one knee lifts, other arm comes in front, elbow bends. Good. Keep it going. Find your own pace. Doesn't have to be quick. Feel the support of your foot that's staying on the floor. Push into it. That's it. Nice. Good. This might get the heart rate up a little. See if you can keep breathing in and out through the nose as much as possible. Nose helping to warm and moisten the air and keeps the heart rate from getting too high. As we breathe in through our nose, it naturally slows down our rate of breath and keeps the heart rate from getting too high. Let's try a couple more on each side. Yeah, it's starting to feel that for sure. Last one. And let it go. Let's do a little movement if you like through the knees. Bring the feet a little wider. Loosen into the hips. Roll in and out on the feet. Okay, good. Coming back to center, just take a moment. Feel the breath come in through the nose and out through the nose. One more bonus of breathing in through the nose is we have nitric oxide, a very important gas for many physiological and mostly cardiovascular systems in the body. And nitric oxide is stored in our sinuses. So with each inhale through the nose, that gas gets transferred into our lungs, into our circulatory system, and it dilates our blood vessels and actually enhances our oxygen absorption. So when we breathe through the nose, we bypass that. We don't get that important gas. So if you can, try to at least breathe in through the nose if you can't breathe out through the nose. Sometimes when we're walking out in the cold, our nose starts to run. And so breathing out through the nose might not be possible, but breathing in might be possible, even in that cold, slightly congested setting. All right. So let's go for a little more movement through our arms and our legs. This time, let's keep our elbows straight. So we move a little more from our shoulder, and we're going to kick forward with our opposite leg. So left leg, right arm, or whichever side you're on, it's okay. And then bring it back down, straighten through the other leg as the other arm moves forward. Okay. So find that little bit of a kick. It doesn't have to be forceful. It can be forceful if you want, but you can also just simply push through the heel and pull back with the toes. Yeah. So we get a little activation through the front of our thighs with this as we push one heel forward. Let the other arm swing forward. We could even let the arm swing up. If you want to take it overhead, go for it. Find the range that's working for you. If arm swinging forward and up doesn't feel good, you could also go out and up. You could try that as a way to also coordinate these different planes of movement in each limb. As one foot kicks forward, the other arm can go out and up. Yeah. So again, find your own pace. Keep the breath as best you can, moving in through the nose, moving out through the nose. Last one on each side. Okay. And then let's come back to center and let ourselves come forward. So feel free to slide the hands forward, come down onto your elbows, on your thighs. You can bring the feet a little wider if you like. And just allow for a nice release here into the back. We've been upright a lot. So get a little stretch coming into your back and feel the breath moving into those back low ribs. Feel that area expand and broaden with each inhale. That's it. And with each exhale, see if there's any more softness you can find here through neck, through jaw, through shoulders. Okay. And then coming on slowly back to sitting tall again. Let's find a couple sit to stands. Never wasted these moves. So bring the feet a little further back. You can have the feet a little wider. You're trying to get the feet underneath you in order to stand up on them, okay, more easily. But you only go as far back with the feet as you can before your heels lift, okay? So you find that ankle mobility. So then as we stand into our feet, knees and toes are going to try to point in the same direction. So when we start moving sort of forward and back, notice whether your knees want to come in as you do that, and see if you can keep the knees pointing with your toes. Sort of pushing them a little bit apart might help you, okay? So yeah, maybe you found the little bounce off your seat. Feel free to add the swing of the arms too to help you. Push into your feet as you rise, and then find that slow control to bring yourself back to the chair. Lots of quad, thigh, glute strength to sit down and back again, right? Bending knees, bending hips as we do our best to keep our chest facing the front. Really good. Last one with movement. And then feel free to take a pause and just notice how that gets the heart rate going, gets the breath rate up. So slow things down as you breathe through the nose. And then when you're ready for it, let's do a hover as we come up. So feel free to go for a little momentum first. And then once you've lifted, staying here, arms can be anywhere. Arms could be wide if that helps you out. Hands could be together or arms forward or even overhead. Feel another breath where you are. Nice. Okay, press into your feet. Come on, upright. Whew. Do a little swing of the hips. Okay. So we're going to stand and find a little more movement through our opposite limbs. So feel free. You can stand freely. You can stand with one hand on the back of the chair. So maybe let's do it in a way where we have our left hand on the chair, if you're holding on to something. And let's start out by just finding our feet, maybe shifting the weight a little back and forth from toes to heels. And trying to feel that balance of support between the pad of the big toe and pad of baby toe, and back into the center of each heel. Okay. And let's find movement through our left foot and knee and right arm. Okay. So let the left heel lift. You're coming onto the toes of that foot while the right arm goes forward. And then lower the heel, lower the arm. So lift the heel of your left foot as your right arm comes forward and up or out and up to the side. So again, you find the sort of path that your arm or shoulder wants to comfortably take. That's it. And just feel as you rise up onto the toes of that left foot, the hand lifts with the heel. Okay. Try that a couple more, breathing in and breathing out. And then we're going to add on a little more balance. So as we lift this heel, could we also lift our knee as the arm lifts? Good. And then let's see if we can bring the foot behind us and down as our arm lowers. So let's lift left knee forward as the right arm lifts to your own height. And then bring that left foot back to the floor, right arm down. Swing the knee up in front, just as high as feels comfortable, and step it back. Find both feet for a moment. Stand and balance into that right foot as left arm lifts, left leg. and then back down. Find it as you breathe. Nice. And then last one, we're going to see about holding for a moment that balance. So if that right arm wants to come out to the side to help you with your balance a little more, go for it. Now let's see if we can take this into tree pose. Could we bring the left foot onto that inner right leg? Maybe it stays down, toes on the floor, heel on that inner ankle. You find the amount of balance of weight in that right foot that feels comfortable. And then feel free as you're here, standing into your right leg. Feel free if you can get a little lighter on that left hand. If it's on support, maybe just having one finger on the support is enough. That's it. Arms could be in any shape for one more breath, wide or above the head. Wonderful. Let's lower it back to the floor and just take a moment, bringing the feet under your hips, standing. And let's connect with our center again. Let's bring one hand onto belly, other hand onto chest. Heart center, just above the navel, feeling again the center of the body and the motions of the breath as they slow down. And then when you're ready, let's take it over to the other side. So I'm going to move my chair. You can move yourself so that you have, if you want that support, right hand is on the back of the chair or standing freely. If you want to challenge your balance a little more today, it's up to you. Have enough space to step a little bit behind you eventually, not quite yet. So as we stand, let's start by finding the movement into our right foot. So we're going to lift our right heel as our left arm lifts, either forward or out to the side. And then back down with that heel as the arm comes down. So can you kind of feel these two opposite limbs moving together? As the arm lifts, knee and heel lift. As the arm lowers, heel lowers. Opposite limbs, right? Coordinating the two as you breathe. And each time you lift that right heel, can you feel the support into your left leg? So that, when you lift the right heel, we might be doing something like this, sitting into the hip. And so let's try not to sit into the hip, try to keep the pelvis as level as it can stay in the middle as you lift the heel, okay? Breath moves in, breath moves out. So really good work for the toes as well. Each time I lower the heel, I kind of maybe lift and spread those toes a little more. Yeah, feel the width come onto the pads of the feet. Okay, so we can start to add on. As we inhale, can we lift the toes? Maybe the knee can lift a little. On the exhale, try to step that right foot behind you as the arm comes down. Yeah, so land for a moment in both feet and then inhale, lift. Right knee up, left arm up. Exhale, step back with that right foot as the arm lowers again. Find again the path that left arm wants to take. If it would rather go out to the side, do that. Nice. Feeling how your left leg is supporting you as you push down into the floor through that foot to stand strong onto it while the other knee lifts. That's it. Last one with movement here. And then let's go into the balance and hold it. So we can send left arm, if you want, out to the side for a little more of that wider center of gravity. And then let the foot come onto the inner leg, turning the knee out a little more. That's it. So find where this foot wants to land. below the knee, onto the ankle, toes staying on the floor. It's a great option. So standing into that left foot, hugging into the center of the body, finding that center support. Spine light through the neck, tailbone heavy down towards that left heel. Maybe getting lighter on the right hand, maybe just letting a finger or two rest on your support or taking the arm off completely. Hand off completely, I mean. Feel another breath there. Woo. Okay, great. Let it go. Bring both feet back to the floor. Give it a little shake through legs, arms. Okay, nice. All right. So let's go ahead and come into table pose using the chair. Okay, so facing the seat of your chair, have enough space, a little more space behind you now. Let's stand facing the chair so that we can bend from our hips, moving forward. So keep a little bend going on in the knees so that you can bend more easily from your hips, less pull on those hamstrings to place your hands down onto the seat. Palms flat or holding on to the edges, your choice, okay? So with this, we have all four limbs, our hands and our feet, into support. We're pushing a little bit into our hands, standing into our feet right below the hips. Hands are below the shoulders. Now let's go for some movement through that center space, through the spine. Let's round into the cat tilt. Push into the chair, find the chin moving towards the chest. Then as you inhale, can we lift the tail up? Widen the chest, let the head lift comfortably through the back of the neck. Each exhale, we round, arch through the back. Each inhale, find more space through the front as the head and tail lift and lengthen away from each other. So feeling those movements through the curves of your spine. The spine connecting our two halves moving together. Okay, and then coming back into more of a neutral spine. So we were just moving off neutral through flexion, rounding the back, and through extension, arching it. So try to find the middle ground. And the middle ground is where your spine is landing into its more natural neutral curves. And we can feel a little more of that core support. So the width and lift of low belly, low ribs, the support sort of wrapping around our entire circumference of our waist from our ribs to our pelvis. And so we're going to try to keep that space still and stable as we move our opposite limbs. We're going to move in different patterns today. Again, exploring, a couple sequences of different patterns. So let's begin by feeling the support into our right foot so we can take our left leg back and our right arm back. Okay? And then bring hand and foot back to the support. Send right leg back as left arm goes back. Okay. And back underneath. Now, could we take our right arm out to the side as our left foot goes out to the side? Yeah, it doesn't have to be a big movement. And then back under us. As our right leg goes out to the side, let the left arm go out to the side and up. Yep. And back under. Now let's take our right arm forward as our left leg goes back. And take it back underneath us. And take left hand, send it forward as the right leg reaches back. And then under us again. So we'll repeat that. We might feel Inhale, right arm back, left leg back. Exhale, center. Inhale, left arm, right leg, reaching back. And exhale, center. Inhale, right arm out, left leg out to the side. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, left arm out, right leg out to the side. Exhale, back to center. Breathe in, right arm forward as the left leg reaches back and up. You got it. Exhale, center. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. Exhale, center. Let's do it one more time to get it into our brain. Send right arm back as the left leg reaches back. That's it. Exhale, center. Inhale, left arm back, right leg back. Exhale, center. See if you can bring right arm out to the side, left leg out and up a little. And exhale, center. Inhale, left arm out, right leg out in the opposite direction. Good. Exhale, center. Last one, find the inhale, right arm forward, left leg back. Exhale, center. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. Good. And exhale, center. Good. Let's find a little symmetry again in downward dog. With your hands on the chair, walk your feet back until your hips are pushing back and they're above your feet. Head is reaching forward still towards the hands. So keeping the knees a little bent, moving the feet as you need to feel their support still. As we're here, let's feel a few breaths into the sides of the body. Okay. And then we'll walk the feet forward. Bring slowly the weight back towards the heels. We're going to come up through a chair pose. So feel free to keep the hands on the chair for support to begin with. As you let your knees bend, bring your bum to reach back and down, but try to look forward beyond the back of your chair. Chest is looking towards the back of the chair too. You're welcome to keep the hands on the chair for support or lift them in front or out to the side or bring the hands together. That's it. Beauty. Coming on back upright to standing. Whew. Let's make our way back to the seat. So find yourself coming back to the chair. And this time we're going to do a little bit of a twist move. Excuse me. Okay. So just find center, down through both feet, knees and toes, hips pointing forward. We're going to find our twisting movement from our waist up, right? So the idea is to turn from the waist up rather than from our hips, which is going to move our legs, right? So our sitting bones are going to stay still, and we're going to try to rotate from our spine. We'll also involve our shoulders a little bit as well. So let's come out with our arms in that sort of W shape again. So elbows can be bent a little lower than the shoulders. We're going to move with the breath. Feel the inhale in the center. As you exhale, let's take again right hand to left side of chest, shoulder, and turn in that direction. So it's almost like the right hand gives a gentle nudge onto that left side to go and twist you to the left. Yeah. Inhale, come back to center again, arms out in that W shape. Exhale, left hand comes onto the opposite side, gently pushing that side back to bring you into the twist. Yeah. So inhale, center. Exhale, right hand comes to left shoulder. As you turn to the left, let the head follow. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, find the twist as the left hand rests onto the opposite side, chest, shoulder. So keep it going, a couple more in each direction. Good. Nice. Last one, when we turn to the left with our right hand here on that opposite shoulder, let's pause for a moment there. See if you can sense maybe the motions of your breath through your palm into like that left side chest. Take the left hand to rest just anywhere on the chair. And now let's bring the right hand to rest on that opposite thigh or leg, wherever it happens to land. Feel another breath or two within this shape. Letting the spine feel light and tall through the center as it rotates. Good. Feel the inhale bring you back to center again. And just take a moment, little wiggle into those shoulders. And we'll try that out on the other side. So maybe start again with the elbows in that W shape, really good for the shoulders. This is external rotation as we have our fingertips towards the sky. Most often our shoulders are kind of in this inward rotation that brings them forward, closes off chest and upper back, upper shoulders. So when we just do that, it's a good chest opener in and of itself, as well as a back strengthener. So let's feel the inhale. As we exhale, take the left hand to the opposite side, chest, shoulder, and find your twist just as far as you go. What is your natural stopping point when your pelvis doesn't move? Okay. Feel another breath with that, maybe opening the palm, just letting it become a little more receptive to sense any change under it with each inhale and with each exhale. Good. And then let's rest the right hand onto the chair so we can let that shoulder relax down the back. Let the left hand come to rest on that opposite leg. And as we're in this twist, keep feeling how the breath moves you. Okay. Bringing it back to center again. Let's go for some shoulder circles. As we do these shoulder circles, we often do them together, right? One or both moving at the same time together. So let's try if we can move one shoulder back and then the other shoulder back. So we're kind of shrugging shoulder forward, up, back, and down. Other shoulder forward, up, back, and down. So noticing these movements coming into not only shoulder now, but also spine, a little twist, a little side bend, a little dance through the upper body. Good. Nice. Okay, and then coming back to center, let's go ahead and let's lean back into the back support. So now our thighs are a little more supported by the seat of the chair. So this way we could try lifting both feet up and having both palms facing forward. So toes and fingers are up to the sky. So let's move our opposite hand and foot. Let's point the fingers of our right hand and left toes down and up. And then opposite side, left hand, right toes down and up. Okay, so you can do one opposite side at a time, or try to move them in sync. As one goes down, other comes up. And the toes and fingers that are both pointing up or down, you want them to be the opposite limbs. Okay, so find that as best you can through your wrists and your ankles, and even a little through fingers and toes. You could curl your fingers as they point down and then try to spread them back as they point up. Really good. Okay, then come back to center. Make fists gently with your hands. So could we circle our right wrist and left foot, circle out and in? Okay, so get them to circle in sync together. And then try the other hand, left hand, right foot, circling out. That's it. And then can we let them all be in sync? I think it'd be, yeah, if you want to find a different pattern, go for it. Now we're just moving all four limbs together, circling. That's it in both directions. Okay, then release the feet and let's cross. We're going to end with just a nice relaxation here, where the palms cross in front of the heart. They're together in front of the heart, but our fingers kind of fluttered on resting on our chest. Okay, so the hands are like this. Hook your thumbs one over the other. Okay. So with your thumbs hooked, you feel that connection of both sides, but both sides are crossed. Resting the hands here on, again, left hand is resting on right chest, right hand is resting on left chest. You can lean back into the support of the chair as much as you like. And just take a moment here, letting the eyes close or simply softening your gaze. And noticing how you feel as you give yourself another moment or two to rest your body, connect with your breath and the sensations within you. And we can add a sort of comforting gesture here where we let one hand tap and then the other hand tap. So you find your own rhythm. One hand tapping, then the other hand tapping. And it's just this nice comforting tap that you're giving yourself on the upper chest. It's like a second heartbeat, perhaps. Maybe you end up getting in sync with your own heartbeat. Who knows? Let's be here and feeling those gentle taps as we continue to sense the motions of our breath. And then let's end with one other sort of comforting gesture where you cross your arms, let your hands come to rest on your shoulders, and then you just simply slide your hands down to the elbows and then back up to the shoulders. Just a lovely, comforting caress, hand sliding down opposite arms, connecting the two sides of our brains into the center. Finding that balance within. Feel free to open the eyes. Keep doing that gentle caress, maybe once or twice more. And then connect palms together again in front of the heart, feeling your two halves meet in the center. I also like to think of this gesture, hands together. And if you follow the length of your arms, they go into your shoulders, they go through the collarbones, and they meet back into the center at the heart. So it's this lovely circle of energy from heart to hands, from hands to heart. And then bowing down to your practice today. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste.